A recent legal battle has emerged between Stellantis and the French importer for Leapmotor vehicles, SN Diffusion. Didier Sergey, I think he's called, Sergey. He is the head of SN Diffusion, and he has filed a lawsuit against Stellantis, accusing them of unjustly and prematurely terminating the contract between the two companies. Their contract had ended about 7 months-ish early. So just to give you an idea as well of the scale of this situation, this would have cost them at least €100,000 to file that lawsuit. And we know this because he actually said in an interview that they paid over $100,000 to file a lawsuit based on their strong belief, basically, that something unjust had happened. So once Toyota filed a lawsuit, that cost over €300,000. That was only like 4 or 5 years ago when they did that. So these lawsuits with these big companies to compile the evidence and to put it all into one place and file it costs a lot of money. So the contract was supposed to run until January 2025, but was abruptly ended in May 2024 after Stellantis actually purchased 21% of Leapmotors. And so that acquisition allowed Stellantis to take over the distribution of Leapmotor vehicles in Europe, within the European Union. And so that sidelined the importer. They were no longer necessary or needed anymore. That's why they're not happy. So this is a bit of a deal for that company. It's not as big as Stellantis. So this legal case could cause real proper issues for Stellantis while they are trying to expand across Europe with their TO3 and the C10 models. Now, both of those two, by the way, are available to order in Europe. So companies tend to be less aggressive when they have cases like this going in the background. They take much less less of a bullish approach, and so this is kind of why it might actually cost them some progress. Really, it might thwart them somewhat, even if they don't, come to an agreement to pay some money. So Stellantis is a massive company. They own a whole range of brands. I think it's 14 brands in total. Fiat and Jeep, there are a couple of them. Peugeot, Citroën, Alfa Romeo, that sort of thing. So they can absorb some of this cost. They could quite easily absorb a €300,000, €500,000 payout to that company that they prematurely terminated the contract to. They could do that quite easily based on the fact that they still do make a lot of money. They pay their staff, such as the CEO, huge money, millions and millions of dollars. So they can definitely afford a few $100,000, which I think he's probably owed if you've not done your side of the contract properly and you've broken off, and it means there's now going to be some collateral damage for the other party. So that makes good sense to me. They already own companies such as brands, I should say brands, not necessarily companies, such as Fiat, Citroën, Peugeot, Opel, Lancia, Alfa Romeo, Bath. These are the ones that I know to be distinctly European. So they've got 14 brands in total. They recently announced that their CEO is going to retire in 2026. And they also lost another one or two of their top staff members because they're having a bit of a shake-up in the US, simply because they're not doing very well, basically. So it's a busy time for them, a bit stressful, and their stock price, if you look, is the most beautiful one of those. It's really quite tricky. Which way is it going to go for them? I don't know. But I think, personally, I'm all for them. I think Stellantis do really good work. And they've got this attitude, I think, which I align with, which is they are promoting, smaller little hatchbacks for normal working people. Really nice to see that. One of the few companies I know to be doing that. So thank you for tuning in, folks. I really appreciate it. I'm Ben Alexander. And I hope my videos have been interesting for the last 1 year and 11 months in this format. Before that, I actually did some other things, like I talked about EVs and I reviewed some. I kind of took those videos off, and now I just do this. I talk about the latest news from around the world. So I hope that you found these interesting. Originally, it was just one every week or 2 or 3, and then it turned into every day, basically. So yeah, it's been really interesting to see the channel grow. Really interesting. So almost 2 years. I'll make a video probably on the day and mention it when it is 2 years. That's a big milestone. A couple of years doing this. Thank you to everybody who's donated on Patreon or YouTube members, you can join on those. Links will be below. And also for members on YouTube, you go on the channel and you click join, and then it's just a couple of dollars a month, and you can just do it as a one-off thing if you like. Really, that has helped me keep going. So thank you very much. I read loads of nice comments yesterday and today as well, people saying nice things about the channel, which is really nice. It's really nice to see those things. And please consider subscribing if you're new here.